guys, welcome back to Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 3. Last time, we finished some cutscenes and made our plan to go and steal KOS-MOS. This time, back at the hotel, and we get an immediate cutscene with Alan, though it's not a voiced cutscene. This is another little tutorial. We're just going to go over the skill points. And I'm just going to wander through these really quickly because they take a little bit of time to go over them. Now, you can learn skills in two ways. Certain characters will learn certain skills at certain levels. The other way is by using the skill line that they have here. Now, the skill line is completely different, once again, from the previous two Xenosaga games. In order to gain skill points, you need to kill enemies. Basically, you can select style A or B. Yep. I'm ignoring most of that. Okay, so basically the idea here is, let's take a look at our start one. This is our starting point. Everyone has their starting point. It's going to be A1. From there, if you notice in the middle there, it says supporter. This is the supporter line for Xion. This is the attacker line for Xion. Usually the attacker ones are better. However, certain skills like offensive, defensive, and break heal can be useful. Also, stats are always useful. And even though this is the attacker one, she definitely wants to get her spells as well because she's got a really high ether stat, much more so than her physical attack strength. So this one may actually be better for her. By the end of the game, chances are I'm going to get both of them anyway. You're not going to max out all of them, but there is a master skill at the end of each line. Each character has a different type. So she's support or attacker. Other characters will have different things. I think one of them has a hybrid one that's a physical attack strength and ether attack strength. And some other ones have breaker, which means they learn skills that allow them to break enemies. Some of them are blockers. They get high HP and defense, stuff like that. Basically, they're kind of like, not really job classes, but they kind of give you an idea of how you would, say, use your characters if this was an MMO or something like that. You'll have your tank and your DPS and everything else. In this case, the same basic skills are useful. Ether stat is always good. And, of course, things like speed are always good. And only certain skills, like if you take a look at the skills here, the icon there, if you look in the top or the middle left there, the sword icon is a tech skill, the lightning bolt is ether, and the green one is ability. Abilities are innate things that you learn and they get automatically applied. They're passive bonuses. The attack icons, the tech ones, very few of these are actually good. Only some of them are. So we're not really going to go after most of the attacks for the reason of using them. It's just to kind of get through the rest of it. Spells, on the other hand, some of them are useful. We'll get better ones than most of these anyway. But I'll try and balance things out a little more than I did in my test run because I found basically one or two skills that wipe the floor with everything, and I just relied on that. I will definitely be showing off the ability to do that, but that's about it. Alright, that's about it. Now, yeah, Alan gives you his 20 skill points that he had, and of course it goes to the database. Yay, database. Can I move now, please? Where are the rest of my peoples? Okay. Sure, why not? And once we've kind of learned a little bit about that, I'll be going over that stuff in more detail later, but now we can begin our quest. There's nothing else that we really need to do. However,
everyone ready?
I would recommend that you do all of the side events in 5th Jerusalem before starting this. So specifically getting the Dive Teddy and the Honey Teddy. Those are the important ones. Also pick up any items that you can find. I think that's pretty much it. Most of the things that anything important we'll continue to have access to, but we don't get a lot of access to 5th Jerusalem past this point, so.
Listen. We're going up against an important facility of the Galaxy Federation military.
so we're fighting
They'll
soldiers.
attack intruders without stopping to ask questions, so stay on your toes.
You're the one we're most worried about.
Considering you're not a fighter.
Hey! I know that facility better than anyone else here.
That
I
makes
know.
sense.
I'm counting on you.
Chief,
Sorry to interrupt your tender moment, but we don't have much time.
Yeah, we should
Let's
probably
get
get to
going.
work. And with that said, I think they drop us in at a different position that we didn't have access to otherwise.
Shion, over here! Come on, hurry!
I wouldn't wear that uniform while doing infiltration, Miyuki.
hey, not so loud. Do you want them to find us?
No.
So, is everything ready?
I would hope
Yep,
so.
all set. I tweaked the security, so you've got a free pass inside.
That would be excellent. Except for I
hope you didn't
don't
make
buy
any
it.
mistakes this time.
Neither does Shion.
Oh, come on, you can trust me. You're the one who told me not to do anything dangerous and then asked me to help you.
True enough.
There wasn't anyone else I could ask.
What about Doctus? You could have asked Gientia.
They're busy with something else. Besides, this is our own problem. I can't ask them to help with this.
Well, you could, but it makes more sense to ask Miyuki. She's
Aha,
on the inside.
I knew it. You're only using me because there's no one else.
She just said that, yes. Poor Miyuki, she's getting abused
Hey,
again.
stop laughing!
Seems like Vector employees get abused more than anyone else. Miyuki everyone gets mad at her and everyone ignores Ellen.
So, how do we get in?
Walking.
The main gate is sealed, isn't it?
Don't worry, we can get in by using the monocarrier below. We'll also use the transporters within the facility. As for the route, first we'll head from deck number 2 to the exercise area. Past that is a transporter on deck number 5. That'll take us to the research wing where KOS-MOS is.
Right, just leave the rest to me. I've got something up my sleeve just in case we get caught.
Uh-oh.
And I'll even help fight against any guards we may happen to run into.
Your job is to make sure we don't get caught. Please don't screw this up, Miyuki.
Really?
Hey, I said stop laughing.
Do we really need the piggy noise there? Come on, guys. And with that said, I believe we're now locked in here. We need to head down here. And, very importantly, this one, if you press circle button on it, is a shop. Shops are good. Shop has same junk that everything else had. We got 3 of those. Those are important. We only need 1 of those. And that can be equipped by both, but it's garbage. We don't need that. And that's already gotten. So, let's take a look at our equipment here. Everyone else comes with the gear they would need. I don't think we have any new gear for anyone, save for you. You get the Honey Teddy, which is pretty much the same as we've already seen it. Just like the Dive Teddy there. Yeah, 5, 5, 20, and 15. Much better than anything she's going to get for quite some time as well. Everybody starts at level 8. And we should pick a party. Do not pick a party with Miyuki. Now that we have access to skill line, yeah, we cannot learn skills. So why does she have any SP? Don't know. But yeah, most importantly, we want our characters who are actually going to be getting points to be getting points. So let's change our formation around a little bit. Jin, always a good idea. Jin will get a lot of showtime later, so let's throw Ziggy in there. It doesn't really matter what your party is, just kind of try and balance things out. I'm going to take Shion out, because we don't really need her in. We'll throw in Momo. Some people like to balance out their party with, you know, a light armor user, kind of magic user, a medium character who can do a bit of both, and a tank character. So obviously Jin is like the tank, Chaos is middle, and Shion is healing. With the surprisingly missing for the second game in a row early on, KOS-MOS, who can pretty much do whatever she wants, except for she's a little slow at it. Yeah, so Miyuki, we won't be using you at all. How much to this stuff? 71% already. Anyway, now that we have that all set up, I don't think I need to save, but let's board the model carrier and let's head on in. I wouldn't recommend doing any extra battling once you get inside, though you can if you want to. And the main reason for that is our party is not quite complete. Once it's complete, then we probably want to. But until then, nah. So I'm just going to wait for this moron to turn around because he's not too bright.
Be calm.
And somehow I didn't get a back attack. Alright, sorry about that. I was just changing it back to the hardware settings so that we don't get slowdown during our battles here. Oh, I should probably switch up my equipment so that I have the right gear in place. As you can see, Junior gets, it's like a double or a triple attack there. Yeah, it's 3 shots. Does more damage than Momo, and I think even more than Ziggy. Oh no, just about as much as Ziggy. But early on, there's not a whole lot that we need to worry about, so just use normal attacks. Now, let's go and check on some equipment here. You don't need that, and you don't need that. We're just going to give them to the characters I'm actually using. Of course, you can use the R button in order to make use of that. So now we have that in place. I should probably heal. That's the first thing you want to use Miyuki's EP for, is healing your other characters, since we're not going to be using her for anything else. Blow up some stuff around here. Do I want to go this way first? I think I want to go this way first. Am I right? Yes. There we go. We want to do that one first. I can never remember the order you want to do anything around here. Again, the footsteps are still loud, unfortunately, as are all the other sound effects. No balancing features. All 3 of these games, the Xenosaga games, and Xenogears for that matter, could all do with a good remastering. Alright, so, special attack, Freeze Shock. Now that we have Sensor on, you'll notice here that we have a whole bunch of icons there. I will go over these in the database because they do a relatively decent job of explaining it. But for now, the circle underneath the ice element means they're weak to ice. This is an ether attack. So, one of these.
You can't escape my sight.
And you definitely did. They only got like 200 HP anyway. So, anyway. There we go. Not enough? Not enough. Okay, you can attack you. Ow. There we go. Battles are pretty straightforward at this point. Even if they take a little longer than they did earlier on, we've learned some basic skills. I don't know why Miyuki learns abilities, but she does, so I guess if you wanted to use her, you could. I wouldn't recommend it. Medica S all, that's a great thing to have. Let's see. Database. Tutorial. Battle commands. Let's take a look here. Attack, special attack. Yeah, we know what these things do, so it's not that one. There are a lot of things in here. You can like take a look here. Your maximum EP will be 999. Your maximum HP is 9,999. Though that's very hard to get. Same with strength and vitality and stuff like that. Even if you max out your levels, you're getting nowhere near these stats. Break limit, they call, is 999, but there are very limited ways of updating that, so most of the time that's not going to do anything. Let's see here. Characteristics here. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about with the skill line before. Defender, supporter, attacker, healer. And they want you to like balance out your party, but I don't care. I'm just going to kill things anyway. And then they have basic things that you should do for your characters. I don't care. It really doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, so charge and your ESs recover 15% maximum HP. Very, very important. Especially early on, you won't need to heal. No. Let's see here. Yeah, they're just telling you about stuff that we already saw. Now, there is something of... Is it this one? No, it is not. Okay. Ah, here it is. I knew I'd find it eventually. So these are the icons that we saw before. The one on the far left all the time will be physical, then fire, ice, lightning, and beam. Those are the 5 elements of this game. As you can see here, circle indicates 50% more damage, strong takes half damage, a little dash means they absorb, and an X means nullify. So obviously we're going to need to have a sensor ability on at pretty much all times. All attacks in both character and ES battles can be divided into physical and ether, which is pretty obvious. Physical determined by strength and ether determined by ether attack. In battle, pretty much all attacks, unless they say otherwise, are physical attacks. There are a few that will say they're fire-based or lightning-based or whatever, and those ones are like those. Pretty much everything else will be physical. So just so you're kind of aware of that. Status ailments, let's see. Safety, just like it was before. Auto life, best ally is a better one. Recover HP is like Regen or Regen in the Final Fantasy series. Recover EP is basically the same thing for EP. Doesn't last very long, unfortunately, but still a very worthwhile skill. Recover Break will recover Break in a Regen type form, so that's good. Quick is, of course, great because it's basically haste. Offensive increases physical and ether attack power, and the only way you can cast this, save for a couple of individual attacks, is to cast it on everybody, which they finally realized that, oh, I can cast it on one character, but that's not really all that effective, since I'd much rather get that on everyone and then just go and attack. It costs a little more EP than you'd probably like, but it's at least useful since you don't have to spend 3 turns buffing up your party. Defensive is physical and ether defense. Balance up is accuracy and evasion. Many of these other ones you won't find out anything about them until way later in the game. So yeah, most of those not particularly useful to learn anything about, but those are all there. Status elements, break, we've already heard about. Heat, basically you target the enemy and then they will target the character who cast it. Poison is, again, completely useless in this game since 95 to 100% of all bosses in this game are immune to poison, and since the only enemies you would want to use poison on are enemies that actually have a lot of HP, otherwise you might as well just use a normal attack. Yeah, I don't know why they do this. Poison is only useful on bosses in any pretty much JRPG. There's no reason to use it in a normal battle. You're much more effective just killing things instead. Unless the normal battle happens to have an enemy with huge HP, in which case it's basically like a boss fight anyway. Fist down is attack down, soul down is ether attack power down, skin down, physical defense down, mind down, ether defense down, balance down, accuracy and evasion go down. Slow is pretty obvious. Seal tech, you can't use tech. Seal ether, can't use ether. Seal boost, you can't use boost. You can still use special attacks though, so it doesn't affect us. Crystallize, new status effect in this game. These are inflicted by Gnosis enemies. Once you're inflicted with this, on your 3rd turn, character becomes crystallized, shatters, and cannot be revived for the remainder of the battle. They get no experience. Can be cured before the character shatters with the anti-crystal item. Additionally, repetitive uses of the G vaccine on your characters, which we don't have access to yet, but I will go over it when we do have access to it, increase the resist G levels and build up resistance to the effect of crystallization. There is 2 benefits to doing this, and I will go over those later. Unfortunately, we don't learn Hilbert until way later in the game, but machine and Gnosis enemies will be inflicted with Fist down, Mind down, Skin down, Soul down, and Slow. This is so good. As soon as you get this, every time you're in a boss fight with any type of enemy that's Gnosis or machine, use this ASAP. F-Mine is a status for ESs. Basically, it puts a time bomb in front of your character, and after 4 turns, it will blow up and do lots of damage to your mech. But you can just easily cure it, so that's fine. Curses, like it did in previous games, damage dealt is also taken by the attacker. No effect when HP is at 1, so you can't have somebody kill themselves with it. That's pretty much all I wanted to go over in there. Let's go fight one more bad guy here.
Looks fun, let's do it!
Sure. What do you have here? Requiem. large physical attack, and absorb soul of biological and gnosis. As far as special attacks go, we get 3 per character in the game. I guess I think one gets 4. I think. I could be wrong. But most of them get 3. This will up his 3rd one, I believe. Every time you absorb a biological or gnosis enemy, it will improve the level of a subsequent skill for him. Now, that subsequent skill will only get raised by that. Otherwise, the only way to level these up is to simply use them. Now, I want to use all of the special attacks somewhat evenly and get them all to level 2 or 3 for the first one, and then pretty much universally I will be using the second one for everyone because, say for Jin, everyone's second attack is something that hits all enemies, meaning you can get finish strike on all enemies, which of course you want to power up so you can deal more damage so that you can kill enemies faster. So we'll just use this on you since it will be absorbing the biological and powering up his other move. Pretty much any enemy you encounter at this point will pretty easily, you have no spells, will pretty easily die from pretty much any attack you decide to use on them as far as a special attack. There we go.
I'm built pretty tough.
Not quite as tough as you were in episode 2, Momo, but still pretty tough. Alright, and we got segment address 10, which we won't be able to get until pretty much the end of the game. Yay!
In one shot.
Let's blow off that one, which gives us access over there. So yeah, that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Next time, we'll continue exploring into here and see if there's anything else interesting that we can do, and blow up some stuff. And I'll fight him off screen. Anyway, let's blow up some of these things so we can get an item. Analyze ball. Woot. Anyway, like I said, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.